Hello and welcome back to the Unfiltered Podcast, guys. It's going to be a fun one today. I have a feeling.
Merry Christmas.
We
forgot.
it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes. Merry Christmas, everyone. And happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
I don't know that one.
You guys didn't back me up.
I don't know
the
that
song.
one.
How do you not know that
I
song?
don't know that one.
I'm pretty sure it's by
I thought
NSYNC
you
or
were going to
Backstreet
say,
Boys.
and a happy new year, and I was like, happy holidays.
No, Merry Christmas. You guys know it.
No.
You're doing the give me my money. I swear. No?
No.
Okay. It's by
Go ahead,
NSYNC.
sing it a little
I
bit
could
more,
probably
and
find
probably
it.
will.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. My chair's so squeaky. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Yeah, exactly. Merry
I
Christmas.
just said
that.
Christmas. Happy holidays. Give me a second here, guys.
I
Hold
don't
on.
know if people are going to listen to it. And sorry, Alexa is connected in the kitchen.
I was in the kitchen this morning, so it started playing from there. Oops. Okay, restart.
Go to the middle. Go to the chorus.
So bad.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
happy holidays. Anyways, guys, Merry Christmas.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays from us
Merry.
and NSYNC.
Merry,
Um,
merry. From us and
And NSYNC. Yes. So Christmas is right around the corner.
So
It is very close.
Right around.
Where did this year go?
Honestly.
Who
knows? Yeah, girl.
I feel like November just started.
Really, November felt long for me. I don't know why.
Oh.
October, blink, gone. But
Oh,
November
that's
was
cool.
like
Yeah.
never ending. With
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
I just feel like I don't even know what day time it is.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
yeah.
got no clue.
Yeah.
It could be June for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Even the weather's been playing up as well. So it's really
snowed,
ambiguous
it got
what
warm.
it is. Is it winter? Is it summer?
Yeah, you can't decide. Classic
No.
London, though.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Classic
Yeah, that's
London. Okay. Anyways, peeps. So we have a Christmas episode for you. I hope that you're cozied up to a fire and that you're by your little stockings and your little Christmas tree and you're listening to our podcast.
Oh. It's like heart eyes at the camera over there. Who are you talking to?
No one, girl. Anyways, so yes, we have a little fun Christmas episode for you guys who are listening today because this is going to be our last episode before the new year.
Tragic.
That
Which is
crazy.
also crazy. Like, how the heck? I was actually just looking through our recordings because we still had a bunch of them saved. And I was like, wow, we've been doing this for so long now, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
Unfiltered podcast. Look at us
Yeah.
go.
Let's go.
2023.
Yeah.
24. Oh my gosh.
I was like,
Shit.
yeah, 2023. I was like, so on board.
Yeah, it's like no.
That's crazy.
When did we started? In the summer, no?
Yeah, just before the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Super.
Anyways, reeling it back in.
Yeah.
We are here.
Again.
Again.
Yeah.
We are here.
Merry
For the last time
Christmas.
this year.
For the last time this year. What?
Why?
Crazy. 2023 is gone. No, I'm kidding. 2024.
2023 is gone too.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway.
This episode is just
gonna
going
be
to be real fun.
Yes.
For them.
Yeah, so for our final episode of the year, we thought,
Mhm.
how fitting, but to talk about Christmas, you know?
Yeah.
The reason for the season. We're
Wow.
here.
Deep.
You know, we got lights up, we got trees up. You
Not
know.
anywhere that you can see.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
you can
we
see.
look very summery actually here
Yeah.
in our jungle, but from our view, there's lots of Christmas things. But yes, so we were thinking to just talk about Christmas, what it's
Mhm.
like for us, what we enjoy about Christmas, blah blah blah. So maybe this won't be like a super serious episode. Maybe it will. I don't know. We'll see where it takes us. But yes. So my first question is, I was gonna say to get the ball rolling, except I realized because I edit most of the podcast that I say that like every single time I host. So not to get the ball rolling, but just to put it on the table.
roll the dice.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Off to a good start. is what are some Christmas traditions that you do in your family or maybe in your culture as well that aren't as traditional? We were talking about this before, but we weren't talking about this before. You'll be seeing this now currently. Anyway, that sometimes it's hard when people ask me this question because I don't always know what to say, because for me, I feel like all my like Christmas traditions were really like stereotypical.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I did anything that was like crazy special. I don't know. The only thing that I can think of that was different than what other people do is my family always put up like a Christmas village.
Oh, that is not traditional.
Okay. I always put up a little Christmas village.
Like not a nativity scene.
No. Well, we had the nativity scene, but we also had like those like the little houses that are like yay big, and they go around. You put little lights in them. The little people. Oh, yeah, we always had those.
Did you have like the field as well, or just the houses? Like, did you have like a whole village? Like,
usually,
is there a cow?
Usually, we would put it like on top of like the cabinets, or like on top of the piano.
How many like buildings in this village?
We had so many.
Really?
Did you have like a train and stuff?
Yeah. We like
was it a functioning train?
Yeah. Well, I think at one point it was. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
So it choo-choo.
But we went all out. We had like all different things. We had like a farm. We had a skating rink.
You had a cow.
Yeah, we had a cow.
What?
We did everything. Yeah.
You get like
a skating rink.
Yeah, like a little.
Sorry.
That was actually my favorite one as a kid, because you would like put the people on and they were like magnetized or whatever, so they like move around and you'd be
as if they had
from the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Yeah, it's actually really cute. Wow, I didn't realize that you guys would have such a positive reaction to this. So this is lovely.
It's really cute.
Yeah. Absolutely lovely. But that's the only thing that like we didn't do that was, or that we did do that was not like most other people. But I think everything else was like average. You know, put up the tree. Right. La la la.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a whole Christmas village.
Wow.
I can't think of any like proper tradition that we did that is not stereotypical. Similarly, I'm not gonna whip out a village, but yeah, like we did the tree. We did. We'd open one gift at night before we go to sleep, which was always my pajamas or like something cheesy. And then the next day we'd do presents in the morning, make cinnamon rolls, like really standard things, you know. But when I was little, I remember my grandma doing like really big parties at her house where all the family would come together, and like all of my cousins and I had the exact same costume, like the same dress, the same hair, the same shoes. Cute. And we were just like running around acting like fools, and everybody else is like enjoying Christmas. That's also probably very stereotypical, but yeah, I just remember like hating my dress until I'd see my cousin wearing it and I'd be like, how cute.
Wow, we're matching.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't remember any other traditions besides that, really.
But in Arizona, do you have like a tree, or you like decorate a cactus?
Okay. Wow, shots fired.
Oh, she said it.
Of course we have a tree. We'd go to the little like shop outside the grocery store, you know, and like pick out our tree, and then we'd bring it home and decorate it. We'd always have a real tree.
Oh wow.
Always a real tree. Never a fake tree.
Did you decorate cactuses though? Or cacti, sorry.
So the thing is, in Arizona, it's illegal to like cut down a cactus.
Oh,
like you go to jail.
Like decorate like
in the front. Sure if you have them in the front yard, yeah. If you have them in the front yard, people would decorate them. Well, yeah.
Spiky.
Yeah. Or like people would get these little tiny Santa Claus hats and put them, because we have these cacti that like look like a big bush, and they're actually very interesting. You got me on topic.
Nope. She's yapping.
They're like this kind of bush that like the cactus is somehow magnetized, not magnetized, but magnetized.
Canadian dude.
Okay. Continue.
So if you walk by, it will jump at you. Like it's called a jumping cactus. But people put like little Santa hats on all the top of them.
Rewind. They jump at you.
Yeah.
The cactus.
Like you can't be that close to them. You can't be like within.
Because they'll just be like, gotcha.
Yeah.
Like, what? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
So like people have them in their
people. Like that's crazy.
I think it's something with the movement or something. But like people have them in their gardens, in their front yard, and then you walk to their door to like go knock on the door or whatever, and you have to like make sure you walk away from the cactus.
I thought Australia was dangerous, but I'm learning new things.
Arizona.
Yeah. But yeah, people would decorate their cactuses.
That's crazy.
I didn't have any cactuses in my garden.
That's
personally,
sorry.
that
Why
I
is it
remember.
called cacti for many? Cactuses makes sense.
Yeah, it feels right.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
does
know.
feel right,
Yeah.
but it's not.
It's
No.
cacti.
We're gonna have people
yeah.
who are gonna comment on that and be
Yeah.
like, "It was actually cacti."
Yeah.
Yeah, cacti.
Yeah.
That's it. It's
Wow.
my traditions as far as they go.
No.
I feel like on that side of the table, you guys did things a bit
I
different.
can
Yeah, I was
feel
gonna
it.
say, like, you know, you were talking about like Christmas morning, and you were talking about going to get the real tree and whatever, and we have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I mean, now I do, of course.
Yeah.
But but we come from the South Americas.
We do things differently.
Super. No, but because it's summertime,
Yeah.
we literally stay up all night.
It's so hot.
It's
as well.
really hot, so you don't really start eating until like 10:30, 11.
Wow.
Which means that by midnight, what you do is you toast, which
Yeah.
as if it was New Year's.
Yeah.
Which is, I always think about it, and I'm like, why do we toast? But it's because we're welcoming, like we do the countdown to Jesus' birthday, and then it's like a whole day of celebrations.
Wow.
So we do like the whole countdown, and we all chin each other, which is
Mm.
toast. We all go around and we toast each other, and we say thank you, whatever. And then it's only the kids who get presents, really.
Yeah.
Like maybe now more adults are getting presents, but when I was a child, it was always just the kids, and there'd always be like one.
Yeah.
One
more than
gift,
one.
and that was it.
Mm.
And everybody would wait because it's at midnight when we get to open it.
Right.
So this whole like having to wait until the morning, I don't know how you Westerners do it.
Mm.
Like it's
I mean, to be fair, as a kid, you wake your parents up at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
you're like, get up, I want to open my gifts
Yeah.
now, you know?
Yeah.
So we don't really wait. At least I didn't when I was little.
yeah. No, so you would
I wouldn't wait till 5 a.m.
Oh.
I would like stay in my bed, like I'm gonna stay awake all night, and then of course you guys know me, I would doze off, as you can imagine, and then I'd go in the living room and be like, oh my god, Santa was here, he was already here, and like I was certain that Santa existed,
Oh, yeah, same.
Wow.
like certain. I don't know, 2 a.m, I'd be like, he was here.
no one
Oh my
year
God.
we had one of our uncles come and dressed as a Santa Claus, but with like, you know, like dollar store, like pound store.
Oh,
So
yeah,
they,
yeah.
you know, so they don't look great, but they're all like, ho, 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 you know, whatever. And they take out all the gifts from the bag, and they're like, Merry Christmas, you know.
Feliz Navidad.
Exactly, yeah. We don't have, that's another thing we don't have.
Oh.
We don't have carols and all that stuff.
Oh.
Like, you have the Feliz Navidad, you know, and then maybe one or two, like, pop stars who'll make a song, but there's none of that.
Yeah,
The tree, also, there's no decorations. There's only a tree, if that.
Just a tree with no decoration on it.
Really?
Like, there's no decorations around. You just have, like, the
Oh,
one,
I
and there's a
see.
lot of tinsel. Like, we're still back in the 70s over there. So there's tinsel everywhere. And then tinsel, you know, the, like,
Sparkly,
colourful,
metallic.
shiny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that. And the tree always looks like it was either on a diet or...
From
Charlie
Norway.
Brown tree.
It was
Oh,
a
yeah.
Norway tree.
No, it was a Norwegian tree. No, but they're all fake. Like you
Oh.
would never. First of all, like you would never spend money on something that's only going to last you like 2 weeks.
Yeah, no.
Most people, I remember vividly my mum putting up a Christmas tree once, the day like the Christmas Eve, because we celebrate Christmas Eve, because we were having all the family come over. So it's not like a thing where you decorate
Oh,
beforehand.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't really have many other things, and sometimes you'll have a couple of trinkets and stuff, but they're normally like really tacky, you know, like total pound store, like.
Wow.
So traditions, we would stay up all night, all through the night. So you'd get a gift, and then you'd play with the gift, and then you'd go swimming, and then because it's summertime, you know.
Yeah.
And you also do like a lot of house hopping.
Oh,
So you
fun.
go and visit other friends, and then like for lunchtime, no, for breakfast, because some people might fall asleep, you eat like the leftover food, but like the cold stuff, and then like around late midday you rewarm things up, or you go to another house and you bring all the food together, and it like
Wow.
doubles, and then you keep partying it, and everything is like dancing and partying, and like grandparents telling you you shouldn't do that and this, but it's always really large, loud families.
Wow.
Yeah, that's very different.
Very
this whole like
different.
waking up in the morning and having breakfast and being in pajamas, like
Yeah.
we wouldn't be caught dead in pajamas. Like that's not a thing.
No.
Yes,
We stay in pajamas
swimsuits.
all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
You're in
Yeah.
swimsuits.
Well, yeah, because you're like in
Yeah.
and out of the swimming pool and whatever.
makes
But
sense.
like,
I wouldn't be caught dead in a
pajamas.
swimsuit.
Yeah.
yeah,
Arizona's warm, but not that warm. And
No.
that'd be So weird.
And then there's fireworks.
Yeah.
Oh,
There is
wow.
fireworks. I love.
Oh, that's fun.
Mm.
I think also for. I can't remember what I was going to say. Next.
I remember one of the traditions that we had. I forgot about it until something you said triggered it. But
It was the
We-
swimsuits.
so we would make food for the reindeer. Like for Santa's
Ah.
reindeer. I don't know if anybody did that. So you like take oats and glitter and carrots. And you
Glitter.
like
Whoa, whoa.
Poor reindeer.
Yeah, you said that so casually.
yeah, I don't know why. Just there's some glitter in there. And then you go like sprinkle it on the sidewalk in front of the house and then make cookies for Santa Claus and then all
Yeah.
of that kind of stuff. I think that's quite stereotypical, but
Did you do cookies with Santa Claus?
No. We couldn't believe in Santa Claus. Like, it
Oh.
wasn't a thing.
I
Like,
don't know.
it was a sin in my family
Oh.
to believe in something else like that.
Oh.
But also,
But
it's like
not
I'm
like-
so sorry, Patty.
No, not like a sin, but my mom was like very strong because everyone around my family were like not Christians. So like they were everyone like, oh, you believe in elves and believe in whatever. My mom was like, always no, like this is the truth. We're
Wow.
like, okay, like
Makes sense.
we never gets that, you know. Sometimes we're like, oh, Santa is there. My mom was like, no. I'm like,
also he's not called Santa Claus. He's called Daddy Noel.
Nope.
we don't call it like that. Actually.
We don't call it like that. We
No,
call
no.
it Papa
We
Noel.
have another name.
You have another name?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
What
We
is
call
it?
it the old man.
Oh, how
Huh?
do you say it?
Viejito Pascuero. The old man. Old man. Like
How do you say it in Spanish?
Viejito
Viejito?
Pascuero.
But what is
Pascuero.
Pascuero?
Exactly. Who knows? Like Pascua?
Like
so
Easter.
the old Easter man?
Yeah. It's
Oh.
disgusting. Like, I don't know
Oh.
why we call it like
Disgusting.
Like, all the kids are like, oh, Viejito Pascuero, let's go and see him. I'm like,
What do they call Santa Claus in England? Saint Nick or Santa Claus? Or who says Saint Nick?
Saint Nicholas.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
like
the
some
older
children
generation.
running
Yeah,
around.
but no, it's just Santa Claus.
Oh.
Santa Claus.
Yeah. But at least in South America, it's always used as a like an advertising thing. You know, Coca-Cola. Like you think of like Papa Noel, Father Christmas, or Father
Daddy
Noel.
Noel.
Why do you have
Daddy
to say
Noel.
it like so soulfully?
Yeah.
Because like
It's not like Papa Noel. It's like Papa Noel.
well, I don't know. It's just wrong. Anyways, you just always, or at least in Argentina, you like associate him with Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Like
Do they ever say Santa Claus?
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
No,
Santa Claus.
No.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. I
No.
think so.
I mean, maybe in some Mexican or like other like middle.
Like Central America.
Central America.
areas,
But
yeah.
the
Areas.
families that learn English.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Makes sense.
No, I was a firm Santa Claus believer. I don't think it was the last time I was home, but like at one point I was like going through my stuff and I found a letter that I had written to Santa.
You
But-
like that movie? What's the name of that movie
The
with the little girl?
Chronicles. The
Yeah, the
Chronicles.
Christmas
Yeah,
Chronicles.
Christmas Chronicles. That was real, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And
And you have a brother too.
yeah, I know. It's
Wow.
perfect.
You guys should watch that movie.
Anyway, and I wrote this letter, and I remember like I would always give them to my mom to take to the post office, and this one she just didn't take. She just kept and was like, "I'm not sending this right now." But it was written like around my birthday, which is like March. I'm sorry, or like in the summertime or something. So I was just writing Santa all year round. That's how committed I was to him.
She
I
was
was
your
like,
bestie.
yeah, I was like Santa.
Santa
In the
baby.
letter, I was like, "How are you doing? How is summertime?" And then wrote the bowl or something. Like I was really writing him like
Wow,
my
that is
pen pal.
cute.
Yeah, not like, "Can you give me this?" Just like, "How are you?" I don't know what.
I
was
remember
expecting.
somebody told me like Santa Claus isn't real, and I remember like I have such a vivid memory, which is also weird for me, going into my mom's room and being like, "Mom, Santa Claus is real, right?" And she was like getting ready or something, and she was like, "Yeah, whatever," you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, "He must be real," and I like fought for Santa Claus, especially because I had this one experience where I fell asleep and I don't know. It was like I went to bed and then my mom was on the phone and I could hear her on the phone. And so in my head, I was like, there's no possible way that my mom put out all those gifts. Like it had
Right.
to have been Santa Claus because I heard her on the phone the whole time.
Aw.
So I really fought for Santa Claus for like a long time.
Yeah, same. I
Like
was
people
also
kept on
firm.
telling me like, no, Maddie.
Yeah,
How
I
old
was
were
like-
you when you like stopped?
I don't remember, but
Mm.
like my brother was born when I was 9 and I know by then I didn't believe in Santa Claus.
Okay.
Like we kept it going for him.
Yeah.
So I was really young, but I just like was really passionate for Santa Claus. Like I just really
Yeah,
wanted
same.
him to have life. You
I was
know?
writing him letters all year round. Like I was committed to the cause, you know.
So you guys had Santa Claus, but we had the 3 wise men.
That's
Oh
more
yeah,
important for you.
yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Especially in Spain, that was a huge shocker for me when I
Yeah.
went to Spain. Is that their Christmas is like Christmas, you know? But
Oh.
like no, literally, but like the Three Wise Men's Day is the the whole country stops. There's parades. There's
Wow.
you know, it's as big I think as I'd say like Thanksgiving used to
Macy's
be in
Day
America.
Parade?
Yeah, like
Whoa.
that. But like not just like the one.
For the wise men.
Yeah.
What were they doing? What?
Well, I mean,
They
I think
found
there's something
Jesus.
really
What?
beautiful.
I know that.
Have you read
but
the
like,
Bible?
Okay. There's something really beautiful.
around the microphone.
I just knocked it, so I had to be careful.
I think there's something really beautiful about the tradition, though, because it's like acknowledging that they were the first followers of Jesus. And so it's kind of like coming together. Ding.
I'm so sorry.
Sure.
Ding dong,
Yeah.
merrily on high. Anyways, they're like the first followers of Jesus, and so it's kind of like coming in alignment with that and saying like we celebrate that, and we together will go with the wise men to welcome Jesus.
Oh,
you
wow.
know,
Wow.
so it's like really actually when I thought about it at first, I was like so pissed off. I was like, this is stupid. Like we're supposed to be celebrating Jesus. This is pagan. You know,
Wow.
why are we celebrating
Yeah.
them and not Jesus? You
Yeah.
know. But actually, it wasn't about celebrating them. It was about like kind of that's why like the parade, at least in Spain, in South America we don't. But the parade is so important because it's almost like they are preparing the way, and then you follow along. You know, which is, I think it's really beautiful. But in South America, what we did at least like what my family did. I don't know what you do, but we put our shoes outside.
Yeah. I've
And
heard
then
about
you
this.
put a bowl with some grass for the camels and a bowl with water. And then because you give them water and grass, then they take that and they replace it and put presents in your shoes.
Oh, that's very Dutch, isn't it? Don't they do that in
I don't know if they do
Netherlands?
it in the
think so.
Netherlands.
But
Kim was
I
telling
think
me
it's
about
for
it. It's
Santa
earlier.
Claus
Ah.
or Sinterklaas or
Sinterklaas,
something. His
yeah.
name
Isn't
is
it
something.
Saint? No, I don't know.
Sinterklaas.
Is it Saint Nicholas? No.
I don't know. He's weird.
Yeah.
And there's
Well,
also
anyways, that's what we
questionable
do. Do you
things.
guys do that? The shoe thing?
No, I don't think we celebrate a lot of things. I know people did it, but we didn't do it. So
Oh.
like I don't know what people did.
But your parents have to get up and like toss the water in the grass. Most of the times they forget.
Yeah. My mom had to go and like clear the path of the reindeer,
Oh.
eat the carrot, eat the cookie,
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
It's
Wow.
commitment to the
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember this memory. Um, my brain. Anyways, we had an activity, right? Like, and ours was like from the 20s, like from 80 years ago. It's my grandma's, very old, whatever. And then we put it, and then we had, you know where Jesus lives, like his baby.
Manger.
Yeah,
In the
that
manger.
thing.
Mm.
We will put Jesus.
Sounded like a little
Also because
mosquito.
It wasn't like continuous. It was almost like a fly.
Yeah, I know. It was just to like bring it in, you know? Like you did it earlier with the ding dong Mariliana.
But I actually sang. You were like a fly. You're like, oh.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted like a
It was great.
spritz. Anyway,
Love
the
that.
manger.
Love that.
Anyways, we just put Jesus when it was 12 in the night. We're like, who can find Jesus? And we'll go and find Jesus. And the first one to put it, we'll put Jesus down. He's born.
Oh,
Open
cute.
the gift. That was it.
Cute.
Is the manger the crib or is the manger the hut? Like the.
Oh, I think it's the.
It's like the basket they put him
Oh
in,
no,
no?
I was gonna say the opposite. I thought it was like the. What's the other name for it?
A barn?
No.
I think it was a barn, and I think it's a crib. A crib is like because the song says, "No crib for his bed." The
Yeah,
little Lord Jesus, you know, laid down his sweet head.
The
Don't know
stars
so
in the
much.
sky.
Yeah.
Is
okay.
there
Down.
another song that talks about the manger that we could
Away in
another
a-
song?
It's a different tune.
I don't remember.
I was gonna
I
try to
don't
look
know.
up manger.
Away
Manger
in a
meaning
manger.
Come up with
No
Pratt to
crib
manger.
for
Yeah.
a bed.
a long trough
Oh yeah.
from which horses or cattle's feed. That's
Yeah.
right.
So
and
it
then
is
they
like
fill
some
it with
sort of
hay and put
crib.
the baby.
Oh.
It's actually really cute.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow, crazy.
No,
Anyways.
it's true. But that's something that
Yeah,
in
we're like-
South America we have, and that is
You have a-
manger.
you
like
have
the
a
whole
manger.
nativity scene is like a thing.
Like a homemade thing.
Like you
Homemade.
have to like we might not have a good
Did
tree.
you guys act out the nativity scene?
No, that's not something we do.
Oh,
We
okay.
did.
Ah.
You do?
Not in, like in, excuse me, in my house, but like in school.
Really?
I was always Mary. Just.
I see it.
Wow.
But that was the whole thing.
Yeah, maybe in church, but like that's it really. But yeah, a manger, a nativity scene is important. Like my mum, like I think that's my mum's favorite ritual.
We know.
Yeah.
She's like,
I feel like I've seen her buy so many.
Every outreach, I feel like we buy some manger or.
there's
like,
one
look at
that
this, it's
lives
beautiful.
on the mantle.
Yeah,
Just all
Like
year
all
round.
year round.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Big on
it's
the
like,
nativity scene.
yes, Jesus.
Right under the cross.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the nativity
Very
scene
important.
and the cross.
Yeah,
His whole
and
life is
Christmas.
there.
yeah.
Wow.
That's true. Anyways, well, since we're talking about our home decorations, it's a perfect
Oh.
little segue, if you will.
Segue.
Did I say that wrong?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like making
I
the
was
accent.
segueing.
Oh.
Segue.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
this is chaos.
Yeah. But yeah, since we're talking about my chair is so squeaky. For surely, like those listening can't hear it, but it's really loud over here. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Christmas decorations at the house. We always. Did I say that weird?
No.
More than every time she talks, the chair goes. So it's like so quiet, and then she's like, and then reet. Sorry.
To move. It's hard to move when you not to
okay.
move when you talk. So
At the house.
at the house,
Yeah.
we always do lots of Christmas decorations, and we have lots of traditions that we do there actually, and a lot of like what you're saying, like staying up till midnight. We do, which I had never experienced before I came here. But my question was like, what are some of your favorite memories at the base in Christmas time, or just in London in general? Like when was that? Last weekend that we went to. When was that?
Last Monday.
That we went
Whoa.
out to the city.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I
Yeah,
was
it was
like,
Monday.
I don't know.
I don't know
When
what you're
was
talking
it
about.
that we did the thing?
Yeah,
That
we
was
went
Monday.
into Central and saw all the lights, and
Yeah.
I hadn't seen them in a long time. Like
Yeah.
I don't think I went last Christmas, so it's
Yeah.
like nice to see beautiful London.
Yeah.
For the record, we don't decorate as much as we used to.
It's
That's
true.
true.
Yeah.
Like there was a year, and I think this was way before your time, where like I even decorated the fridges. I made them into snowmen.
Into snowmen. I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I used to when I had time in my hands, I
It would
would
take
spend like the
days.
whole
It would
month
be
of
days.
November to like basically decorate like little by
I
little.
remember we have like these
my room.
skylights in our. Yeah, that's true. We have these skylights in our dining room, and Julie would go. Well, Julie sent me to go.
She's tall.
She already knows. To take pieces of our pine tree outside and individually tape like tiny pieces of pine all the way around the skylight.
Whoa.
Like on the frame of the wall.
Yeah.
So it looked like a wreath, but like little individual things and taping it.
Yeah, we would
Goodness
put
Yeah.
greenery everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we do it again?
And like it's an ideal thing in my world, but like no, this year we were decorating so late.
Yeah. The second.
Yeah, it's too late.
Yeah. Is your question about how we decorate, or is your question about what we do for
No,
Christmas?
Like fun traditions.
Yeah, or like maybe what is your favorite part about being on base during Christmas time?
I see.
I think on base we're like, as we always say, we try so hard to be and do things in family. And you see that a lot more, like even more expanded during Christmas time, because like we have now a time that we decorate all together and we make hot chocolate and we make cookies and whatever. And I'm not the biggest decorating fan. Like I like to decorate in general, but I'm not so into the Christmas decoration thing. I do it because I know others really love it, so I try to not be Scrooge, you know? But I think there's a lot of moments we have that are like just together doing things, like also preparing for Christmas when we're peeling 35 kg of potatoes or things like that. Or making pies until like 3 o'clock in the morning or things like that I find like really sweet because we're just together the whole time, you know? But my favorite is on Christmas Day. We have like a brunch at like 11 in the morning or something after everybody went to bed really late, as we know. And we take our stockings and you put them on the things. And then a couple years ago, we had a girl on staff called Kim. I doubt she'd listen to this because she's not very tech savvy. But in case you're there, Kim, this is for you. Not tall Kim.
Yeah, yeah.
Small Kim.
Small Kim.
She's very small. And she would stand on the chair and be like, Merry Christmas. And so now it's become a thing that somebody stands on the chair and like, I don't know, it just is such a welcoming way to start that. And it's there's food and it's just really fun. Everybody gets like weird games in their stockings. So there's like, I don't know, sticky dinosaurs all over the house, or like those things that you
that was
like.
great last year.
That was really fun.
We need to do that again.
I wasn't there, but like, I heard about it.
Most people weren't there who are also listening.
Yeah,
basically, one of the girls got these dodgy gifts that you put in like, I guess like goodie bags. Of like these sticky dinosaurs. What were they?
Like
Ducks? Lizards? I don't know. And so we all like made this game of like where we would like basically like flick it and it'd land either on the roof or on the wall, and we'd see who'd go the highest. And so at some point you'd come in and there'd be like a whole wall full of these lizards that were like stuck on the wall. And you're like,
for months after, I feel like you'd always like you'd be like doing quiet time and you'd like look up and you'd be like, oh, there's a chicken, you know.
They were chickens.
Yeah, well then.
But they were brilliant, honestly. They really made the whole morning.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Yeah, I like small stuff like that, you know. Even like, of course it's fun to like have the party and get dressed up and open gifts and la la la. But I don't know, I think some of my favorite memories are like la la la. Nice. Well done. No, I think some of my favorite memories, like one that comes to mind is last Christmas when Julie and I like worked on a puzzle for like hours on Christmas or Christmas Day, I think, wasn't it? Or like one of the days after Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, Boxing Day.
Classic Julie, she was making her puzzle like she does every year, and I was like, oh, can I help? And so we sat there and we watched a little movie and we did the little puzzle. It was really fun. Yeah. Like I like those things, you know, that are like
we didn't talk.
cozy. We just literally just did the puzzle,
It was fun. At some points we looked up and we're like, hey. And then we kept going.
Oh, cute.
I love puzzles.
Yeah, they're fun.
It's like my Christmas thing. I think for me, because this is going to be the first year that it's a smaller crowd for Christmas, which is really weird for us. Like we always have most people on staff or like at least quite a good chunk, and then the DTS.
Yeah.
But this year most of the DTS are going away to spend time with family and friends who they've got nearby, which is great. And then a lot of staff also were able to make it home as well, which is great. But it's going to be the first time in a long time that I think we're going to fit in one long table. Yeah. And that's just weird, you know. Great, but weird, you know. But one of the things about like being all together, we all play Secret Santa because it's a way of making sure that everybody gets a gift and that it's intentional, but also trying to make sure that, you know, we're looking after everybody's pockets because, you know, not everybody has the means to be able to give everybody gifts. So it's great to be able to be intentional. It's always great to see people who freak out, who are like, I don't know, like, what should I get this person, you know? Yeah. So it's great to see how people like take alliances and stuff. Or like, for example, I don't know, say Abby has Flo, and so Abby comes to me and she's like, what does Flo want? I don't know, you know? And so I help her get that thing, and so I'm waiting to see Flo's face.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah, the reactions to gifts is the best.
I think it's something so wonderful. A few years ago, we I don't know, I think we were all so invested on each other's gifts that it almost like made it like we forgot about our own, which was really beautiful. So we all like were waiting until people were opening their gifts. True. And it was crazy because we knew about one girl specifically. She was getting this massive donation to kind of cover her debt. And it was something that everybody was waiting, and when she got it we were all weeping and crying. It was just so like emotional, but like I don't know, there's something about that is so like genuine but also so selfless, you know. And I think that's so beautiful because that's really what Christmas should really be about, you know? It's not really about you. I loved Christmas for that reason, and I'm a huge little Christmas spirit type of person because I really love just like making sure that everybody not only feels like they are being loved, but also like to bless other people, you know. I feel like that was the whole point of Jesus and coming at that time, and like the wise men, you know, and all that stuff. Like it's about like there being this like be welcomed and be celebrated and like, you know, enjoy, you know. And another thing that I really love as well is that although there are staples of things that we eat for Christmas, at the same time there's also the like we really want you to feel at home. So what is one dish that for you is like super? So once I remember we had like 5 different types of potatoes. We had to throw most of those potatoes away because we didn't eat them because there were so many. There was so many different types, and there was so many of each as well. So we had to throw most of them away, which was really sad. But we made 5 different types of potatoes because somebody had their grandma's recipe and somebody else had another recipe, and so it was just like a way to kind of like really bless everybody. But that was great, you know. And sure, maybe we had way more potatoes and not that much meat, but like people really felt at home, and I really love that, like having so many weird, crazy things that I normally wouldn't associate perhaps with Christmas, but it ends up working really well. So I think that's fun for me.
It's true. Like I also love when we do like the gifts. Like I know the heart is never do gifts and Christmas is not whatever, but I love the idea that we think about it like weeks before. You know, we're like, oh, what this person wants, and we go and ask, and like sometimes we pray. Like I remember like doing more significant things and just go and buy something like a drawing or something, like a word. And for me, those things are more like, wow, like that's why Jesus came here, you know, to bless each other and to like be friends and family. And I think just Christmas is like the closure of that, you know. And I just love being a little elf and giving the gifts to people, and like everyone's like, there's 3, I have 4, I have 5, and I'm like, yeah. I love it because everyone like at least has more than 2, you know, like, and everyone's so happy and so like joyful and pleased that they have something, you know. That's why I think I love Secret Santa, like beyond all of that behind. Also when we can, like, I don't know, for me it's like the best part that like on Christmas, it's not Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, the whole day we're cooking, we're like in our PJs or like whatever, like not well dressed.
Christmas music blasting out, chopping 12 dozens of
like it's so dirty everywhere. And you're like kind of eating a little bit, whatever, and then like everyone leaves for an hour and comes back fully dressed.
Yeah, it's true.
To like party or something, eat. Like I love that like Cinderella moment, you know, like woo. And that we just praise Jesus, you know, before like I think we did it in some ways, but like the fact that we can pray and like have some worship and like actually, okay, Jesus is about you before we do the fun part. Like Jesus is the best gift, anyways. And that we can acknowledge that and like live through that. I find it so beautiful. I'm like, I love this.
No, it's true.
But
I love that we sing worship just before it comes to midnight. That's also really fun. But a gift, for example, that was like going on along the lines of the gift stuff. A couple of years ago, I think it was my dad was your Secret Santa, and so 2019 was the year before the pandemic, we all know that. But it was the first and only Christmas that my grandparents from Argentina were able to come and spend Christmas with us as a family, which was really beautiful. And so we have this picture that we took in front of the Christmas tree. And I say the first and the last because my grandma passed away during COVID. Sorry, getting emotional, but Christmas sometimes can be emotional. And it was really beautiful. Like Flo did a gift for my dad where she did like a drawing of that picture, and it was a gift for my dad, and I still have that picture as well, and he's got that picture, and it's so cute. I was actually looking at it the other day. It's like by my bedside table. You know, and sometimes those gifts like really do go a long way, and I think sometimes it's like you want to make sure that you get the best gift, and sometimes you can, you know. I remember one year I managed to give Maddie a Hoover, and she was like, yes, I've been wanting a Hoover.
Adulthood, you know.
Yeah, classic, yeah.
Classic, you get to another point of life. But then, you know, but at the same time, like, sometimes, you know, we feel like we don't have enough money or enough resources to be able to do a gift or to be able to bless people. But sometimes when we really put God in the center of like how, you know, how can I bless this person? Like we really like can go so much further with doing something that perhaps is so minuscule or something that perhaps we may like underlook in one way that actually could be something that is a lot more meaningful, or maybe like just has a bit more weight than anything else. Not to say that there's some gifts that are like are awful and stuff, but like I think living in community and doing like Secret Santa like has taught me that, like to really like not just give a gift because you have to, but also like try to bless them, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's cool. So
Yeah, I think kind of on that note, like the idea of why we came up with this topic for the podcast was like, of course, to like wish everyone who's listening Merry Christmas and like to do something for Christmas.
I wanna wish
you a Merry Christmas. But was also to kind of talk about like stuff like that, you know, the fact that like, of course, Christmas is fun and we have all the lights and we put up the tree and we wear our pajamas and we like have fun and we have all the songs that we sing at any moment, you know, which is
Feliz
Navidad.
Joy to the world.
Oh, jeez. Just like trying to have a deep moment.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stop crying.
No, but like we celebrate, you know, and that's
Yeah.
great, and that's not bad in any way, you know. I don't mean that, but in some ways, like as much as Christmas can be really like a really fun time of year, it can also be really sad, you know, like that, like you shared about like losing family. Like for me, to be really honest, this Christmas is going to be really hard. I lost my dad this year, so this is my first Christmas without him. Yeah. So like in some ways I love Christmas and I enjoy it so much and it's so fun, and like I also like I love that last question about, you know, like what are good memories of being here, because most of my favorite memories of Christmas in a lot of ways are with you guys, you know, and doing puzzles with Julie and like singing silly songs or whatever, you know, and like I love that.
We'll do one before you leave.
Yeah, for sure. But also like Christmas isn't like easy, you know, especially when you lose someone, because like so many of my memories of Christmas are so intertwined with my dad, you know, and like so it's hard to celebrate in some ways, because it is grieving, you know, and I do miss him a lot, you know, especially this time of year. So I guess like to talk about that openly, to say like, I don't know, what are other ways that maybe, or other things that are difficult in the season, or I don't know, for you guys, like what this Christmas means or what that looks like for you. Does that make sense, that question?
I think for me, sometimes it's hard seeing my parents, especially my dad, think about like his family being so far away, you know? We left Argentina 20 years ago, and we've never gone back to spend another Christmas over there, you know, which is crazy to think about. And we were thinking about it like for this year and stuff, but it just didn't happen, and it's okay. But it's not the last time, you know, and I think sometimes that can be hard because, you know, I think when you're having a great time, it's inevitable sometimes to also think about like people who aren't having a great time, you know. And it's not like to rain on the parade or like to be like always like wallowing, whatever. But sometimes it's like also important, even like whether it's not my family, but like acknowledging on people who like I know that don't have, you know. And so even like sometimes as I'm trying to finish a plate, I'm like, I can't. But I'm like, you put that food in your plate, like do it. There's some people who don't have that, you know. And I know, like, especially in South America, we always joke around, you know, like, there's kids that are starving in Africa, you know, like, you better eat your food, you know. But it's so important as well to, like, take a moment, like, to take a step back and, like, just reflect on those who have lost people and those who are alone. During COVID, I think we saw that even more than ever. Like, the second year of COVID was so hard in the UK because people were, like, on proper lockdown where they weren't allowed to, like, you know, go from one house to the next. So many people spent Christmas on their own, you know. And I look back at lockdown and I think, like, some of our best Christmases were during lockdown, you know, like, because we were all together.
Right.
And the world didn't have that, you know. So I think sometimes, like, for me, it's difficult to, like, take a moment to, like, look at that because it's actually something really hard to swallow, you know, like, a moment where you look back and you think this person's not there, that person, you know, this ends up being quite a lot of people. And sometimes, like, getting older isn't that, like, easy, you know, especially when, like, I don't know, you start looking at your parents and your grandparents and all that stuff. But at the same time, like, for example, for me this year,
I'm celebrating life because my sister's pregnant, you know.
Yeah.
News. If you didn't know that, and that's huge, you know. And like in December we get to find out the sex, which is huge, you know.
Yeah.
So I think yes, there is the sad side, but there's also like so much life and celebration as well. But I think it's important to reflect on both, and I think actually it's really healthy, because I think only then can we really truly like enjoy and like suck out everything from it, you know. Like this year, I don't know, because we are celebrating life, I'm celebrating in a different way, you know. So I don't know, I think many years I did a lot of things for Christmas just for the lols, or for like, you know, the traditions, I suppose, you know, and try and make sure that like aesthetically everything was great. But there's so much more, and I think that's why like Christmas is so important. And sometimes that's also why Christmas is so painful as well, you know. But yeah, I don't know. So don't want to be so sad. I know I've been crying, but you know, once I get started, I can't stop. But I think it's also real. So,
Yeah, I think it's also important to like still enjoy even in the midst of that, you know. And that's something that I'm not great at in some ways. I think because it's so new for me, like I've never like this is my first Christmas without my dad, you know. So for me it's like not something that I've experienced before, you know. So I don't always know how to navigate or what to do. But even as you're talking, like I really feel like there's also an importance of like still enjoying and doing those things that like, you know, I used to do with him, you know, or the things that remind me of him, instead of just like shutting it all off, you know, and like being like, no, I don't want to do it, you know. That was, to be honest with you guys, that was my feeling about Christmas this year. I was like, I don't want to do Christmas. I'm pretending like it's not happening. I'm just gonna like la-di-da-di-da over Christmas, you know. And to be honest, like I realized in like the small things, even in like decorating Kaleo, you know, like, oh, actually, I love Christmas, you know, like I love it. I love this time of year. And I have like memories with my dad, and it's sad because he's not here, but it's also like, those are some great memories, you know, like why do I need to like forget about them so that way I'm not sad, you know. It's like, it doesn't really make sense, you know. And so, yeah, I guess like, I don't know, I think it's still important to enjoy, you know, even in the sad, you know, or in the losing, or in the, I don't know, remembering in a way. Yeah.
I don't have anyone that I've lost, and I have, but I don't know that is what would taint my view of Christmas or the holidays in general. But obviously, as everybody knows, we are missionaries, so all of us except Julie are away from our families, you know. Obviously you're away from your extended family, but I just mean our close family. And that is hard, I think, you know. I think it's hard to be separated from like something so familial as Christmas. No matter what, like obviously maybe growing up I had different memories than what I have had when I was a teenager versus what I might have had in my 20s when I've gone home a few times since I've moved to London. But I think it's always really hard to be separated from them, especially because my family is quite separated and spread out. And so something I struggle with when it comes to Christmas, also because I'm really empathetic, so I can like feel the feelings of other people, which is painful, but surely there's a gift there somewhere. Is like there's so much expectation on Christmas to be really exciting, and everybody posts their pictures on Facebook and Instagram and whatever. I know Facebook is too old, but I'm also talking about my family, you know?
MySpace and
everybody like posts pictures, and there's this huge expectation to have this meal and to do this and to do that and to show what a great time you had with your family. And my family is really spread out, you know, and like sorry, I can't talk and cry like you two can. I just have to like swallow it and then keep going. Like the thought of my family being alone on Christmas is so painful. And I know that if I was there, they would come together for me. And so there's a huge part of me that's like, oh, I wish I could just go be there so that they would all come together. And I'm sure they're fine, you know, like also they're adults and they're okay. But I think something that's difficult for Christmas is like knowing that there's expectations or there's a certain way of celebrating, and maybe my family do that in some of their own ways, but I also feel sad that sometimes they might feel disappointed or lonely or to be separated from them. I think that's really painful. I've always been like glue for my family in some ways. So to be really far away from them is really hard. So I love Christmas in the base. I love how many people there are, and it's really fun, and it's go, 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 and I really love that. But there is a huge part that's like, yeah, you're not with your family. You're not at home celebrating in that way. So that can be really hard sometimes. But I try not to think about it too much because it's like a very helpless feeling, I think, you know?
Yeah.
Of course, I can get a flight and go home, but it's also quite different. So sometimes that is really heavy on my heart. Like you were talking about the people who are alone for Christmas. Like I think of my family because a lot of times, I don't know, they're alone, or I don't know. My mom has like an open house thing for Christmas. So she has lots of friends that come, and they've enjoyed over the years. But for sure, there's I just worry for them, I think, more than anything, because I love them. So then it's like, oh, what are they going to do? And I just want to make sure they're happy, you know? So that can be really hard for Christmas. But other than that, I think I really enjoy. I've tried to enjoy, like you said. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it's true, though, that like often our expectations of Christmas are actually what tears us down at Christmas time, you know? Like our expectation of, I don't know, even like I think of like Christmas when you're a kid, you know? Like, I don't know, maybe it's different for you guys. But still, like you had like family, you know, and you had celebration, you had fun and whatever. Yeah. And as a kid, it's like so magical Christmas, you know? And you're like, it's so, like this Christmas thing. And I feel like I always see online people posting being like, Christmas just isn't what it used to be, you know? And I think it's actually just that we grow up, you know, and it sounds sad, but it's like never really gonna be that way that we had it in our heads. But because we grew up with it, it's like it feels like we have like this, like it must be this way, you know, or if we're missing that, then like Christmas is ruined, you know. It's actually, we like build these expectations up of what things need to look like, and then because we build it up so high, it obviously eventually falls down, you know.
But also people like continue to contribute to that like expectation through our social media, you know, like
so true.
I don't know, they don't show the fight that happened at the dinner table, but they show all the pictures of everybody enjoying. And so then the people who are alone are like, oh, but actually, of course, it's not like that, but it's like this, contributing factor of an ideal Christmas.
I think that like influenced a lot, like my Christmas, at least growing up. Like again, as a kid, you're like expecting so much, you know, because it's Christmas, and there's this whole stress of like all my friends, like their trees were like full of things and like their families and expensive things, and we get like one thing, you know. And if you think about it, like as a grown up, I'm so grateful for that one thing, you know. But as a kid, you're like, it's the worst thing. But that was my like mentality as a kid. But then growing up, like I actually, like Christmas for us was really like heavy and like really difficult. Mainly because there was a lot of like family issues, and like I think my parents like just always cover us, and we were never able to see those problems that will actually happen outside, you know. Like we will see the end result, like there was dinner, but actually like they worked like extra hours for us to have that dinner, you know, because maybe it was more expensive, or like they had this pressure of like one of my family members that was always like, you need to make sure your kids are like well taken care of, all the things that they need and stuff like that. And my parents weren't able to supply that and some moments, you know, like nothing, I didn't like anything throughout the year, so why am I liking something in that time of the year, you know, when everyone's like, so not just about gifts, but like, oh, you have to like have the best that day and like just run and like be happy and all of that, but there's just so many things happening behind, and not because one day is happening means that everything's fine. So I think for us was in my like growing up more that then my eyes were more open to see things. I was actually like, wow, this is very heavy. Like my family's not happy. Like everyone around me is just like pretending, because we are, like trying to survive that day and like get over it, and then like try to get to January, you know, and like, okay, now school is happening and stuff like that, to like keep moving to the next thing, but never actually enjoying the moment, because like in so many ways, like the way was always in my parents that they needed to be perfect in everything. And that like shelter that we had as kids was amazing. But now once again, then my eyes were open, like it was just very different. And it felt really like in some ways very heavy, because I was like, well, like I can compare myself, like I have a family, like there's so many people and many friends that they don't have a family. They maybe like, I don't know, like so many other things, and like my mentality was like, oh, we need to go and like bless others, and we did, you know, but it always felt like so heavy, you know, like, oh, you get into that season, like, you know, like, let's go pretend one more day, and it was like just so heavy. So when I came here, like, we're actually enjoying and cooking together, even if we're missionaries, and like we get so happy in donations when we receive things. So like, wow, we can eat potatoes in the oven. For me, that's luxury. Eating potatoes roasted in the oven is like, we can't do that, you know, because electricity is so expensive that we couldn't do that, you know. For us, it's like boiled potatoes. And I was happy as a kid with mayo. Perfect, you know.
Everything with mayo.
Everything. But we had like one little drop of mayo, you know, because my mom was like the healthy person. Or tried to in some ways. She also loves mayo, so. But I think like it is amazing in some ways, because like God is amazing all the time, and he covers always our vision in things and how we perceive things as well, and how he heals also over time as we grow, like as we see in Christmas as a kid and now as a grown-up, you know. Now we're the ones that need to gift like to people or like to do something. I don't think gifting is like the most important thing, you know. Like this year, for example, that I'm going home, it's my first time after 5 years. I'll say, oh, what do you guys want for Christmas? Like, I can bring something. Like, I don't have much, but if you want something that, like, just arrive, please, just come. Like, that's all we want. I'll say, I can bring some tea and coffee. They're like, yeah, whatever, but just come. We don't want anything. I'll say, wow, that's so weird, because I was expecting to, like, spend money and buying things. And they're like, just come and be here, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, that's all I need, you know? So that's going to be, like, so exciting as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think my last point or point of discussion is kind of, you mentioned it, is how like we often like lose sight of like why we're doing all these things for Christmas, you know, or like even Secret Santa, you know, you like get so caught up in like getting the right gift that like you forget that like, I don't know, this person already had that thing. I don't know, like you get so like wrapped up in the moment that like you actually forget about the bigger picture, you know? And so, yeah, like holding on to that bigger picture of what Christmas is, you know? And I think that also gives me like personally a lot of hope for Christmas, you know, to say like, wow, this isn't, you said it as well, like this isn't about me, you know? And it's like, of course I can like bless and be generous and like hold those like characteristics of Christmas and what like is emulated during Christmas time, like generosity, you know, and like try to do those things, but ultimately it's for God, you know, it's to celebrate that Jesus is not only up there, you know, but is Emmanuel and is God with us, you know, and is like made his way here, you know. So yeah, I guess like to try to remember that as we like go forward, you know, because of course it's like I think it's good that we talk about the sad things, you know, and like not to like keep those covered, but at the same time it's like we can't not to stay there, you know?
Of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's important to remember why we celebrate it, like what this even is about, you know? I feel like always the cheesy line is the reason for the season, you know? I always see that.
Jesus is the
Reason
reason for the season.
Yeah, exactly. It's cheesy as it is. It's true.
It's true.
It is true.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, peeps.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, that was such a nice little episode.
I'm so short.
Oh, yeah, I also can't reach.
Cute.
And 3, 2, 1. Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad.
Navidad. Yeah, I think that wraps up our episode, unless anyone has any last...
That wraps up the year.
That wraps up the year, this episode.
Wow.
But don't worry, guys, because we're going to be back soon.
When are we back?
We are back on the
9th.
13th. I was going to say 13th. Don't know where I pulled that from.
No.
9th of January. We'll be
9th
back.
of January.
Will be our first post back, so get ready.
See you next
We'll
year.
see you next year, 2025.
Yeah.
Maybe with something different.
Oh, maybe a new location.
Oh.
Maybe not.
Spoiler.
I don't think so.
Maybe new plants. I don't know.
Anyway.
Bye.